Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Jurassic Park, the re release, the second re release. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons, so let's get to it. Pros, Jurassic Park, it's a classic. It's not a whole lot that needs to be said. It came out in 1993. It was a big time movie. It was the biggest movie of all time for a few years. And it's considered one of the more iconic movies of not only Steven Spielberg's career, but for just blockbuster cinema in general. And it obviously spawned a whole franchise, a whole. I know it was based off like a book, but then like the movie spawned like a whole series of movies, like Lost World Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park 3, and then like a decade plus later, you got Jurassic World and all those movies all making money. So Jurassic Park is a big name, huge name in the world of like pop culture. So obviously brand name recognition, that's the easiest pro ever in this case. So that's pro number one. Pro number two is the fact that this isn't like the first time this is being re-released. Well, actually, the re-release, it's both a positive and a negative. I might as well talk about the positive aspect of it, and that's the fact that this movie's now 30 years old. It's reached its 30th anniversary. So it feels kind of weird that Jurassic World Dominion came out a year ago, when theoretically they could have just pushed it to this year and made that the big anniversary thing, but they didn't. So part of me feels like that was a missed opportunity, but considering the reputation of Dominion, maybe it was best it came out last year and it wasn't the anniversary movie. You just might as well just make the original the anniversary movie, right? But yeah, the series is 30 years old, so you might as well, it's a good time to celebrate that, right? To just watch it on the big screen again. Like, it makes sense. So, yeah, I'd say like the 30-year anniversary, I think that is a positive here. So that's a pro. Uh I guess other I don't know if there's any other like serious pros. Trying to think. Oh wait, it was re-released already? Really? Apparently it was released several times. All I remember the 2013 re-release, because that was like a seems like a big deal. But everything else I don't recognize it at all. But yeah, okay. So I mentioned like brand name recognition and the fact 30th anniversary. Uh are any other positives? I guess this movie stands out amongst everything else because it's a classic movie coming back to the big screen. Everything else is very recent, obviously. Even movies that are coming back to the big screen or movies that came out this year, like Super Mario Brothers, Little Mermaid 2023, like they came out several months back and now they're getting like a new like wide release. I'm not covering those because it's pointless. So yeah, this is obviously stands out amongst everything else, so I'm gonna label that as a positive. So that's another pro. Okay, now for the cons of this re-release. The fact that it's already been re-released already 10 years ago. That was for the 20th anniversary. Jurassic Park 3D. That's when that happened. That was when like we were in the 3D boom period, or like the 3D fad period, if you will, from the 2010s, which really started with like Avatar. Although technically 3D was back before then, but Avatar made it like the biggest deal. It's the point where some movies, their whole identity was about 3D. That's how serious it was. And a lot of classic movies, a lot of older movies got re-released to make some extra dollars because of the 3D craze. Disney did several of these. They did Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc. I know Titanic got the 3D re-release treatment. I know Star Wars Episode 1 got the 3D re-release treatment, which is really weird to think about. um, and Jurassic Park got the 3D re-release treatment, and that went pretty well. I gotta find it though. I'll find it. It's somewhere. Here it is. That one with like 18 million. I mean, that's not a bad haul for a 3D re-release, and it added like a good, I don't know, 40 something million dollars to the movie's final total. I mean, that's not bad. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, but you kind of like already, just like how I mentioned my Titanic re-release earlier this year. You already re-released it once, so doing it again doesn't really have the same impact. It just doesn't. And we've seen like a lot of re-releases. I guess I might as well label this as a second con. We've seen a lot of re-releases recently. I've covered several of them. They haven't gone too great recently. The Titanic re-release that didn't do much. The No Way Home re-release last year, which came out like on Labor Day last year, that really didn't perform all that well. And like the Jaws re-release last year, that only made like a few $1 million. No, the Avatar re-release last year, like that did better, quite a bit better. But it's pretty cool. These re-releases now, I guess they're not as lucrative as they once were because like these movies have been widely available for decades at this point. Decades, man. So like the thrill of watching on the cinema, it might not be enough for people anymore, or at least some people. They'd rather just watch it on TV. So yeah, like unless you're like a die-hard fan, I think like most people would rather just watch it on TV and like save a trip to the movies. So yeah, the whole re-release thing is both a positive and a negative, and I already mentioned the negative part, so that's a con. Um, any other negatives I can list? I guess one could argue that the series has seen better days. Like one could definitely argue Jurassic Park should have been a one hit wonder type movie where you had the first movie and then no more. It was a one shot. It was just done, and then that was it. Because all their Jurassic Park or slash World movies have been, some would argue, very subpar. The best of the bunch has been Jurassic World, but even then, a lot of people just found that to be almost like a rip off, like just a straight copy of the first movie. And then the less said about Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, the better. Same goes for Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. It's so yeah, you gotta deal with like all those movies that kind of like bring down the first movie. But yeah, so I might as well that's more like a minor con. I guess just another con is that there's just a lot of movies out right now, a lot of older movies that are still out making some money. Barbie, Oppenheimer, Mutant Mayhem, Blue Beetle. Then you got all these movies coming out this weekend, like Gran Turismo, and it's a lot. And there's National Cinema Day, which is gonna cause a lot of headaches for me because I have no idea how that day is gonna go. Like on Sunday, all tickets are like $4. They did this last year where all tickets were like $3. That was like over Labor Day weekend on a Saturday. So the whole weekend's gonna be very strange. It's a lot of uncertainty. So yeah, gotta deal with that too. So I'm gonna label that as a con. And I think that's really it. So opening weekend, I don't know. I have no clue. This could go really good or really horrible. I have no idea. Um okay. Gotta find a good comparison. Jurassic World is not a good comparison. Um Titanic. Titanic. 9 to 7. Alright. How did its current re-release do? How did that perform? I forgot. Scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. 6.7 million. Although that release was like a bit wider than this one, I think. I'm pretty hold on. I gotta look at this like off screen for a second. but let me see. Its theater count is a little over 1,200, so that's not very wide. Um, hmm. Well, ooh, might as well compare it to Jaws. I mean, both are Steven Spielberg movies, right? The Jaws release that happened last year. I gotta find it though. Uh, where is it? Where is it? There we go. And the same theater count. Nice. Well, more or less the same theater count. That's 2.6 million. That came out on a holiday, so that kind of makes it a little challenging. Um, okay. I think I'm going to go with. Shoot, I guess the 2.6, 2 to 3 million. Let's go with that. 2 to 3 million for the re-release. And I'll probably add like less than 10 million total to the movie. And that's it. So one more movie, and we're almost done. It's almost over. We're right at the finish line. Retribution, and that's it for the weekend. That's it for August. We are done for the month. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? Got playlists on the homepage. All previous prediction videos I made this year, or the past few years, want to watch any of them, go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. Um didn't cover the re-release for Jurassic Park. I know I didn't. Did I? No, I didn't. But there's like 202 episodes of canceled now. I did like two this week, 201, 202. So if you want to watch those or any other ones, you want to watch them all from beginning to now, want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. August recap will come out the first week of September after Equalizer 3 releases. It's going to be a very sad video because August was kind of shit. so, um, yeah, so stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned for my summer recap, my three-parter. That'll happen in late September. So stay tuned for those videos. But if you don't want to watch any of the past recap videos of Man of the Channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.